This excerpt from the public television program, The Piano Guy, is brought to you by NAMM, the International Music Products Association, and by Sharp Electronics Corporation. Now, what's the tune we're going to do today?
We're going to do You Never Can Tell.
Okay,
it's also been
Chuck Berry tune, right?
Right, Chuck Berry tune. It was featured in the movie Pulp Fiction most recently. It's also been called C'est La Vie by, I think Bob Seger had a recording of it.
Okay.
And it focuses on boogie-woogie piano style and also a style that could be classified as New Orleans.
Okay. Now, by that you mean just kind of a signature bass line. When I think New Orleans, I'm thinking kind of a feel that comes from like a rhythmic feel that's usually
Sure, it has a rhythmic feel. I mean, some of the New Orleans players, I can think of Dr. John and Professor Longhair and Eddie Bo, and some of those people, they played like... I mean, there's some classic songs that came out of New Orleans with that groove on it.
Sure.
And you got little boogie-woogie piano licks in the right hand, too.
Okay. Right.
You know?
Sure.
So
now, how does that apply to this tune then?
Well, here's a little bit of how the tune sounds.
Okay. So I'm really hearing this bouncing back and forth between the root
bouncing
and fifth.
Back and forth between the root and the fifth and the bass line.
Okay. And by root and fifth, all we mean is if you start on whatever if it's a G chord to G, you count up 5 notes in scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be a D in that case. So. Okay.
And then adding a rhythm in the right hand. So.
Okay.
And this song is a simple 3-chord song.
Okay.
It starts out in the key of C. I'm playing it in.
Okay.
And then.
So we have a C and an F and a G then.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's very slowly just do that groove again, just so.
2-chord song.
Is it? It never even.
Yeah, it only goes from C to G.
Okay. 33% easier, Dave. You realize that? Huh?
Yeah, I do. Definitely do.
Let's do that. Just what you did, just very slowly. So make sure if somebody's really watching this and wants to run to the piano, they can try to cop this groove. Now you're playing the root as an octave, but the idea is basically to just be playing the root.
5.
There's the fifth, but you're playing it below in that case, yeah. Okay.
Then when I'm in the 5 chord,
G7.
playing a G7. There's the F right there in the 7.
Right.
And I'm playing it as first inversion, which means you take this note up, you put it at the top.
Okay. Okay, so it's a G7 inverted.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy groove.
It's a pretty easy groove.
When it needs to go back, it goes back.
Yep.
It's funny. Sometimes we do some ear training classes and things like that. And people say, well, when should I change? I say, when you hear it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of a 2-chord.
That's the only way you can do it is by listening to it.
But the beauty of a 2-chord tune, that's why I brought that up, is that you only have one other choice. And I always say 3-chord tunes. Half the time you're going to guess right, even if you can't hear it. But yeah, you can really. I think people don't give themselves enough credit sometimes for that. Where you say, hey, come on, you could tell me right now if I started humming some familiar melody. You can tell when something's getting ready to happen, particularly in 2 or 3-chord tunes or blues tunes. So
sure.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes I think people scare themselves away thinking they have to see it all. So
so this song takes its roots from boogie woogie.
Okay.
There's boogie woogie passes in it, and then there's stuff. I mean, I could just classify that as New Orleans. Every time I hear rock music from New Orleans.
Okay.
And the piano in that record has an octave pattern.
So you're just doing it to kind of sustain it a little bit, just doing that.
To further pronounce the melody.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's hear you play this one.
Sounds good.
So let's just go. Yeah, we'll pay attention to this New Orleans groove, if you will.
Look what my left hand is doing, bass and accompaniment.
Okay.
So that I can play the melody in the right hand.
So you just combined the two into one hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished her well. You could see that Pierre truly loved lovely, lovely mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame will rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, said the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. They bought an furnished apartment with a 2-room Roebuck sail. Horn line. Coolerator was crammed with TV dinners and ginger ale. But when Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, said the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell. They had a hi-fi phone, oh boy, did they let it blast. 700 little records, all rock, rhythm and jazz. But when the music stopped, the rapid tempo of the music fell. C'est la vie, said the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell.
That was a horn line, huh?
Well, they bought a souped-up jitney, was a cherry red 53. Drove it off to Orleans to celebrate the anniversary. It was there that Pierre met the lovely mademoiselle. C'est la vie, said the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell. Well, you know it was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre truly loved the lovely mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame had rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, said the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell.
Woo!
You never can tell.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it, Dave.
My pleasure, Scott.
This excerpt from the public television program The Piano Guy has been brought to you by NAMM, the International Music Products Association. Recreational music making is a key initiative of NAMM. To learn more, visit your local NAMM music retailer or go to www.namm.org. And by Sharp Electronics Corporation, dedicated to improving people's lives through the use of technology and a commitment to innovation, quality, value, design, and the environment.